Okay guys, here we are, update number 5 from FlexR6, post INBA PNBA Natural Olympia number 24. So we made it, we got through. It's now Tuesday here in Los Angeles. It's like 2 days after the event. We finished off with the closing ceremony on Sunday with the awards out there at the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas. That was pretty cool. And a whole bunch of happy people there. Got all different awards, including 6 new Hall of Fame inductees, including INBA, PNBA World Vice President Denise Kakos. She was inducted there on Sunday, so that was pretty cool. So I headed back to Los Angeles on Sunday night, which was quite a long drive, a lot of traffic. So it was about 5 hours, and needless to say, I slept very well that night. It was the first decent night's sleep I'd had since arriving, actually. So the preceding 4 nights were 3.5 hours, 3.5 hours, 5 hours, and 3.5 hours. So it was not good. Bit of jet lag, high adrenaline, too much caffeine, super boosted metabolism, and yeah. So I've learned that lesson for next time. So yeah, back in Los Angeles, went and had my COVID test yesterday, pre-flight test. Came back negative, so it looks like I'm on my way home Wednesday night. I'm just going to hang out today, and in about 3 or 4 hours, I'll be getting needled up. So yeah, new tattoo. It's going to be exciting. Probably do a new video for that and a whole bunch of pictures and stuff for Instagram. So it's going to be pretty cool. And yes, I did actually manage to find a space on my body to fit it, which is excellent. So it was great catching up with all my friends at the Natural Olympia there out in Las Vegas, from a whole bunch of different countries. Met a whole bunch of new people too, which was really cool. People from the UK, Italy, and yeah, all around the world. That's the best part of it. Yeah, the best part of doing these competitions is the competition's great, but the travel. You get to travel to some amazing places, and that's the problem. I come to these places and I I meet people at these competitions, especially the big international competitions like the Natural Olympia, and you know, I get all excited and commit myself to traveling to these people's countries to do their shows. But yeah, I love it. It's what I do. It's fun. Keeps me going, and yeah, can't wait. So now off season. So what happens now? Just go to work on keeping my body fat percentage as low as possible, which was very unlike me in off season. So last off season, I put on, you know, like 27 kilos, which is about 60 pounds. So I had to strip that off, which I did, so that was okay, but I won't be doing that again. I'll probably go up 10 kilos maximum this time, so about 22 pounds, absolute max. Really want to keep my waistline in check. That's the barometer. If I can keep that under my preset number, I'll be happy. Just want to improve on weak body parts, which I've got plenty of. Bring the calves up. Do a lot more ab work. I'm very lazy with ab work. I need to work on that, because it's, as they say, that's the money shot. You stand there, the first thing that's, people's eyes are drawn to, usually in the front relaxed pose, is the abs. So if you don't have them, eyes aren't drawn there, especially from judges. I need to work on that quite hard. And calves. I like to make my quads bigger. I think I found the key to separation, which is good, but they can always be a little more separated. But obviously they need to be bigger. And chest. I need to work on chest seriously. Had a lot of injuries. Couldn't train chest for pretty much 5 to 7 years. And that, I lost a lot of size through that. But go and see my massage / physio / dry needling man when I get back, and he can work on my shoulders and keep me active there, and keep me pushing at 100%, and that chest should come up, which is exciting. And then on to next year, and hopefully, pending what's going on globally with pandemics and travel, etc. Maybe South Africa for the African International Championships in March. So that's the plan for the next show. Just a little bit of background for people who need to travel internationally, and this is from an Australian perspective, from what our government requires and the US government requires if you want to travel between Australia and the US. At the moment, this will change like everything has during this time of crisis. So before you leave, you need to obviously have a passport before you leave home. You need to have an electronic travel authority for the USA, also known as an ESTA. You can apply for that online. It pretty much comes back immediately. It's around $20, so it's pretty good. It comes back almost instantly via email, so that's good. You print that off. You need to have a negative COVID test 3 days before you depart. Now, the reason they make it 3 days is in case your flight is delayed and flight changes and testing times. And the COVID test is not a freebie that you just drive through and they put the thing up your nose and give you the text message. You have to actually go to a lab, so a pathology clinic. And the one I went to was called Capital Pathology, just happened to be in my hometown. And pretty much you fill it in online, you pay online, you take the form with you, you take your passport. They do the business and then they send you the result. And I got mine back within a day, so it's pretty good. So if you leave it under 24 hours before you leave, it can be a bit dicey whether you're going to get it back or not. You can request to be expedited, but it's better off staying within that 3-day range. So it's cool. So then you print that off, you take that to the airport with you. You also need to download your international vaccination certificate from Medicare. This is for Australian people. You download that, and yes, you do need to be double vaccinated to travel overseas. Okay, so you print that off. You got all those bits of paper. You take them to the airport, and you check in and you show them all those bits of paper, and then they'll get you to complete an attestation for the US to travel to the US. Pretty much it's a form with a whole bunch of questions on it, and you just answer them and sign it, and it goes to the US government. The airline types in the data, and pretty much so when you arrive, it's already in their system. And then, much to my surprise, when I landed, actually I went via Hong Kong in transit. That was interesting. So there was like 1 million COVID checks there as well, and screening checks and whatever. But anyway, landing in the US, not much had changed. Just lined up, gave him the passport. The guy said, "What are you here for?" I told him. He went, "Okay," and that was it. That was it. Pick your bags up, walk out. And if anyone's been through LA Airport before, they'll remember the last bit is that huge 2 lines that you line up, and the people, take a declaration off you or look at your passport or something. But that's gone. You just get your bags and walk straight out, pretty much. There was nothing at this end, which surprised me. There was no showing vaccination certificates. There was absolutely nothing. That's all done before you get on board that you're in Australia. So that's pretty much the process getting out. Now, getting back in, you need to download the ATD, Australian Travel Declaration app, onto your phone. And you need to complete that at least 72 hours before you leave. So at least 3 days before you fly out to come back to Australia. That's a whole bunch of questions. It's quite a tedious app, so give yourself a bit of time. It's a little frustrating to navigate through, but once you get through it, it's okay. So you've got to complete that. Once you do that, they'll send you an email with your status on the email that you take and show the airline. So it depends on where you're going back to. So at the moment, if you're going back to New South Wales, Victoria, or ACT, which I am, it's quarantine free when you come back. So what that gave me was an email with a big green tick on it. Okay, so I take that to the airline and show them that, and it's got a QR code on it like everything else has these days. So got to show that to the airline, and also I needed a COVID check at this end, as I said. So I got that done yesterday morning, and that was, yeah, pretty much you just, as long as it's a PCR check, RT PCR check, that's pretty much all you need. And that came back within 12 hours. That was really good. Once again, I printed that off, and it's a piece of paper with a barcode on it, QR code, sorry. So I've got to take that, yeah, my email confirmation that I can get back into Australia without quarantining, and show that to the airline. Fortunately, if you're flying Qantas, they do have check-in open 5 hours before departure. So, yeah, if you get there at 5 or 4 hours out, you're not going to be lining up. There's hardly anyone there. So, that's really cool. And then I guess when I land at the other end in Sydney, and then I've got to jump off and grab another plane to Canberra. That's all a mystery. At this point, there's no quarantine for me when I get home, and there's been no indication that I need to get a COVID test when I come home yet. But I'm sure I'll get a nasty text message saying, "Oh, you've arrived in Australia, you better go and put something else up your nose for the 3rd time in a week." But anyway, that's part of life. It's how it is now. We've got to live with it. And yeah, you've got to evolve in this. Yeah, in life, you've got to adapt to everything. This is just another thing we have to adapt to, and it's going to change as it goes along. And yeah, it may not surprise you that the government's just making this up as they go along. They're just doing it on the fly. They're just addressing each point and creating forms and creating processes and protocols and adapting and managing it and massaging it just as it goes along. They're making it up as it goes along, as required. So we just got to roll with that as well. And yeah, that's about the process. So that may interest some people that are watching this video. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm sitting in a car park. Got the important things in life. Got my nitro from Starbucks, which is cold brew. It's fantastic. I'm going to miss that when I get home. Anyway, so when I'm back in the US, could be, I don't know, sometime this year. There's a few shows on I'd like to come and do. I've got to have a look at the schedule. So yeah, next year will be pretty busy for me traveling, hopefully. And I'm going to need some more flags on my back, because I have sort of like put my hand up to travel to some new countries and do some shows, which I've never been to before, so that's quite exciting. All right, that's it. Bored everyone to death. So yeah, I'll do another update, I guess. Maybe I'll do like a mini one when I get my tattoo. That'll be cool. And then, yeah, maybe I'll do one when I get home. That'll be update number 6. All right, signing out. And yeah, so subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yeah, I'll put all this sort of stuff on here, and training videos and nutrition stuff. I'm also going to be doing a whole bunch of podcasts and interviews with various people over the next, I guess, year. So I'll put all those on my YouTube channel as well. Also, if you go to Facebook, if you got Facebook and you go to the INBA, PNBA Facebook page, they have live stream of the whole Natural Olympia. It's broken up into segments. I'm probably going to post those live streams and the time when I was on stage, which is exciting to me, and someone else may want to watch. But they did film my routine with the Predator mask on. That was pretty cool. And that thing was heavy. It weighed like 8 pounds, so almost 4 kilos. So it was flopping around in my head, and it was huge, and it was hot. So, but yeah, it was fun. I like doing stuff like that. Okay, anyway, rambling with crap now. Signing out. Next time, peace out. Be good. Train hard. Eat well. Be strong. And yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And please put comments down there. Anything you want. Ask questions. You can get hold of me anywhere. You can get hold of me on Instagram @FlexR6. Facebook, Ken Ross, or FlexR6 Fitness Solutions. You can drop comments on my YouTube channel. I'm on Twitter as @FlexR6. I'm on Snapchat as @FlexR6. Go and have a look at my website, flexr6.com. You type in FlexR6 into Google and it'll come up with a whole bunch of places you can get me. I'm even on LinkedIn. I don't do much there, but I'm on there. Pinterest, all those places. All right. Anyway, peace out. Have a good day. Signing off from Los Angeles.